Their aura is unequal.
Well, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Or whatever. And they told me to make it a little more raspy, and I follow directions.
Their contents are legendary.
In fact, that little sheet you see is his concept drawing.
Their attitude is embraced. Tune in to one of the most up and rising kaiju-sized groups within our community. So go ahead and watch all of their creative content, including that of the Raw Attitude live interview, where they have special guests ranging from actors, directors, toy creators, artists, and many, many more. You can also find them on multiple of other social media platforms, ranging from Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You could even sit back and watch your favorite classic monster movie and even watch us go through one of the most iconic games on Twitch. Featuring your hosts, Eric Stolt, Adrian Settle, Joe Myers, Samson West, Jordan Adorno. They are the Monsters with Attitude. What is going on, everybody, here at Monsters with Attitude? Y'all already know it's your boy, Jordan the Don Adorno. And if y'all did not know, first and foremost, right here to my left, yes, this is to my left, is none other than my brother from another mother, the man who is the conductor of one of the most gigantimous trains within our community, and that of Mr. Adrian Settle, aka Godzilla Train 1090. What is going on, my brother?
That's a good question. What is going on?
So Adrian's currently working up on slides to get it up and going. But nonetheless, also more importantly, what happened?
2 seconds. The stream ended.
The what?
The stream ended. What the hell?
We're still live. What are you talking about?
It said it's. Oh, are we still live? It said it ended on the top. I don't know.
All right. If we're still live, listen, sorry. Technical difficulties. If we are still live, please let us know in the chat if we are still live.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Yes. But more importantly, happy Mother's Day to all. All right. On behalf of my mother, happy Mother's Day to her. On behalf of Adrian's mother, happy Mother's Day to her. On behalf of our grandmamas, our aunts, other family members that we know have children, and your guys' as well. Happy Mother's Day. All right. But of course, we can't embrace nothing but attitude without embracing those that are here watching this show with us. Starting off with one of our recent loyal members here at MWA, Fanciest of Cats. Today may be Mother's Day, but every day is Zaddy Day. What is going on, Fanciest of Cats? Hey, you know what? You got me speechless, bro. And of course, one of the most loyal members that we've had since day one, truth be told, this guy has been here at MWA before I even became an official member. And that is none other than our beloved Nathaniel Plummer. What is going on, Nate? Happy Mother's Day to you. Hi, I think that Godzilla Roaring in Asia 70th anniversary video is a tease for the -1 sequel. His green. Okay. You know what? We'll dive into that whenever we get the chance. But
most definitely,
that leads a bunch of people questioning that as well. But again, we'll get to that when we get there. Michael Sontag, what is going on, brother? That's right. Happy Mother's Day to you as well, to your beloved mother. and many other family members that you know of that are mothers. I'm saying that's basically it so far. Um, really quick before we go in deeper into today's Let's Talk Raw, we did mention last week that it'd be up in the air whether if we were going to do a show, but regardless, nonetheless, we are here. All right, we did say we are going to play it by ear, and ironically enough, so much has happened within a span of a week, it feels like. And so, of course, hence the reason why we just decided to go live. So yeah, speaking of loyal members, one of our beloved
Oscar.
moderators in Oscar, what is going on, brother? Happy Mother's Day to your mother. And again, anybody else in your family that is a mother. Also, just a quick reminder, if this is your first time watching us here on Monsters with Attitude, I just want to point this out really quick that right above me, right over there, in
Right
that
over
right
there.
corner, if you guys did not notice, there is a Super 7 logo right next to our logo, and that is because we are official officiates to that of Super 7. So if you guys want to go ahead and click the link into our link tree, make sure to click that Super 7 link within our link tree, or just type in right there super7.com/monsters with attitude 2024, so that you can just go above and beyond shopping wherever it is that you want from Super 7. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Godzilla stuff. It could literally be anything you want there. All right. So that's just a friendly reminder. So again, go ahead, click our link tree, go to Super 7, or just type in right there, super7.com/monsters with attitude 2024, and buy all of your Super 7 goodies. Okay. Do that right now.
As well as get 10% off your purchases.
Oh, see, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. More reasons why you guys need to go ahead and check our Super 7 website out. Yeah. I know it's been a while since we've had I guess a confined amount of people here live. Just me and Adrian are just going to tackle this head on. But of course, everybody else is, out celebrating with their mothers. Specifically, Samson, Eric, and Joe are out in attack. Was it All Monsters Attack at at Chicago? I should have been there with them, but nonetheless, we're not even going to get to that because my feelings are going to get hurt once again. But yeah, again, if this doesn't tell you how loyal and how dedicated we are here at NWA, that I don't know what else would, but yeah, we have a lot to discuss and just give our overall opinions about within specific topics that have been definitely a huge topic within these past this past day or so. So Adrian, do you think we could jump right into specific topics of what had happened within this past week?
Oh, absolutely, we can. And of course, this is brought to you by Monsters of Attitude, and of course, our wonderful show, Let's Talk Raw. Now, of course, first of all, I'm going to be getting to a little Ultra news that we got wind of recently. Jordan, you're definitely more versed in Ultraman than I am, so maybe you can talk about this a little bit better than I can.
All right, so I am super stoked about these two. Basically, from what we've received lately within the new Ultraman Omega show, especially with the teaser trailer that was just announced, was almost like a week ago or so. I don't even remember, but nonetheless, we have actually gotten confirmation regarding specific kaiju, or at least one within this slide that was showcased in the trailer, alongside something to go along with it that are quoted as Meteo Kaiju. So this one specifically right here is named, hold on, let me look for it. Trigaron. So Trigaron has exceptionally high athletic abilities, excelling in power and speed. So now this, when I first came across this, I was extremely curious in regards to what the Medio Kaiju stands for in this new Ultraman Omega show. And I guess the Medio Kaiju are those that will be um teaming up with Ultraman Omega. So it's basically like Ultra 7 all over again. It's like that capsule gimmick that they did or that they have done in recent years for Ultraman, and even back all the way going to Ultra 7, which where the gimmick was originally debuted in. Ironically enough, side note, that was the inspiration behind Pokemon. So to see something like this come back into the modern era of Ultraman is really cool and extremely exciting. Now, the overall body of this is supposed to resemble a wolf. So, I mean, I don't see nothing that's wolf related in this whatsoever. But I mean, I might have to see it in action. Maybe it's just the shot that was taken here to promote Trigaron. But nonetheless, this is pretty cool. Now, another feature that the Medio Kaiju have is that they transform. So, Adrian, do you mind showing us what Trigaron would then also evolve into?
Yes.
Wait, really quick. You know what? Screw it. We'll get to that. We'll get to that point. Let me first bring this kaiju up. So this one right here is called Reckonus. I don't even know how to pronounce the name. Again, I need, of course, we all need to watch the show to be able to pronounce these kaiju's name or these Medio kaiju's names. But nonetheless, this is the one that definitely caught my eye in the trailer. So let me give you a little bit of a synopsis of what Reckonus is. Yeah, psychokinetic abilities that can make objects move or stop, such as making rocks levitate. And he's also friendly in nature. So between the two, from from the more in-depth information I've been receiving from these, this is going to be the Medio Kaiju that's more fun and that's more attached to Ultraman Omega, which I am extremely curious, especially watching again the trailer. There was just something about him that just felt off. He didn't feel like that threatening kaiju. Yeah, I didn't get that sense of vibe from him. So again, I am extremely curious to see what these guys bring to the table, and that we know what if these are not the only two that will be getting to coexist with Ultraman Omega. So alongside with Trigaron, Reckonus also has another separate form that Ultraman Omega would then use to basically fend off the opposing kaiju in. So, Agent, by all means, you could go ahead and let the slide run its course so that the people could then see the other forms that these Medio Kaiju resemble. So right here is Trigaron. And this is Reckonus. As you could see, it the palette's like some type of armor. I see a little bit of a sword here. It's a gimmick that Ultraman Omega will also be using alongside the other separate form that Trigaron has, which I do not know what that form for Trigaron is specifically. I don't know if that's just a set of pair of pants that Ultraman Omega may be wearing, but like I don't know. Regardless, these are really cool. And again, it just only leads me to speculate, are these going to be the only two main Medio Kaiju to team up with Ultraman Omega, or are there going to be more? So I mean, my question to you, Adrian, is what are your thoughts about these?
It's a pretty interesting concept. Well, for me being a novice for Ultraman, I haven't really seen him have too many partners before, so it's an interesting concept and one that's actually a legit kaiju, kind of like
Mhm.
a crypto in a sense.
Yeah, dude, literally.
So I am kind of curious on how exactly they're going to be able to use that in the show and what they got. How they're going to help Ultraman doing all of his adventures.
hmm So again, like coming from somebody that's been up to date with, excuse me, with everything just Ultraman related, I am extremely excited, and also more importantly, come on, dude, we cannot not acknowledge the plethora of amount of toys that Bandai is going to be producing for us with this new
Oh,
Ultraman Omega
absolutely.
show, especially with the kaiju. I mean, for me, Ultraman Blazar, that's the last set of Ultraman figures I've been buying Ultraman figures from.
Mm-hmm.
And the way how they advertised it from on behalf of Bandai, whether it be um gimmick based figures or just your regular standard, Bandai monster figure. Of course, SH Figure Arts with their plethora of Ultraman figures, and so on and so on and so on. I was literally on a binge with trying to collect these specific figurines because they were so cool, especially more so in particular Earth Garon. Which, Adrian, are you aware of who Earth Garon is?
I am not.
So that is the mech that aids Ultraman Blazar. And fun
Oh,
fact,
okay.
he was inspired by Kiryu.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So if you watch the show, if you ever get a chance to go back and watch the show, you will see some type of resemblance between the two, especially with their abilities and what they bring to the table. But
Mm-hmm.
nonetheless, when it came down to like Earth Garon and the way how they promoted him through like the toy lines, I was just like, yo, I need to get my hands on these. And it was crazy because the way how they did it, because Earth Garon was continuously getting upgraded. So with
Mm-hmm.
every Ultra Kaiju that they would sell, alongside with the Ultra Kaiju would be a separate piece that you could add on top of what was already an existing Earth Garon Bandai figure, which I
Yeah.
thought was pretty cool. So yeah, again, I can't wait to see what the toy line is going to be like for this. And basing off of these two specific kaiju or the Medio kaiju, I can't wait to see what they bring to the table.
All right. So, at least as far as I know, that is all the Ultraman news. And then we're gonna move on to something that's gonna piques my interest too, because it was trying to remember if I saw this in theaters when I was a kid. I don't think I did, but this movie does hold a special place in a lot of our hearts. And we're getting from Funko the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie Funko Pop figures, and as you see, we got pretty much everything that came with that movie. Of course, the Power Rangers, along with Ivan Ooze and the Megazord that appears in that movie. Now, personally, I didn't love that Megazord because if you know you know.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that we even got these styles of Power Rangers from the Power Ranger movie, that's actually pretty cool. Jordan, what are your thoughts on this? Are you gonna be picking any of these up? I haven't decided if I'm going to yet, because I don't have the original Power Ranger set yet.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't know if I'm picking these up or not.
I'm gonna take you a trip down memory lane, okay?
Okay.
This may not come to be a shocker for most people, including you, Adrian, including those that are watching right now. I'm a picky SOB.
You are.
I own this movie in VHS.
Okay.
I can't tell you how many times I would go back, rewatch the movie on a continuous basis. Like I would rather prefer to watch it in VHS quality, but Monster Story beat me to it. This movie. Listen, it wasn't even so much just the overall movie. I think it was like the climax at the end. Just like
Yeah.
the piss poor CGI. I mean, granted, kudos to each and every single ranger that would then be able to partake in being in a Power Rangers movie, because nobody would have ever thought, especially with the stuff that we know about what had happened behind scenes with Saban
Yeah.
and Power Rangers, that there would have ever be a movie. And
Yeah.
he did it. I think another, but going back on track as to why I have such a love-hate relationship with this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Ivan Ooze. It's just with
Okay.
with all the other. I'm more of if I'm gonna be tuned into a villain, they have to have that monstrous feature.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that in Ivan Ooze. And of course, the Megazord. And mind you, this is the Zord that they would eventually use in the actual season that would follow up the movie. They'd even throw in the actual Zord, that horrendous looking piece of garbage that was in that movie, which I'll give the slime that one plus. But I'm also going to say something that may be very controversial.
Oh, Joe's about to get pissed.
I am not a fan of the White Ranger.
Really?
I
get it, but I really you
I
don't hear that every day.
I eat, sleep, breathe JDF. Tommy Oliver all the way. May his soul rest in peace. But I don't know, man. Listen, what got me into Power Rangers was the Green Ranger, was the Dragon Zord. Anything
Yep, same.
outside of that, it was just like, yo, I would sit back on Fox Kids and wait to see, all right, there's going to be Power Rangers, but who's going to be in the episode? Is Tommy going to be in this episode? Is the Dragons are going to be in this episode? Because if I don't see Tommy, or if I don't see the Dragon Zord, I'm not watching this. I would just go back and watch SpongeBob. That was literally my motto. And then afterwards, as many, many years progressed down the line, it was just like, damn, there's no animal dinosaurian Zords. There's just like giant cars, trucks, planes. Ew. I was like, ew, brother, ew. It wasn't something that was appealing to me. Nonetheless, it is cool that we're getting this to commemorate 30 years of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, and that we know this could only be the breadcrumb of what's to come to celebrate 30 years of this movie. So, I mean, granted, for anybody that's going to be picking these up, kudos to you. And if you guys do follow us on Facebook, please, please, please share these whenever you get the chance to just be able to display them. Or even if you guys want to do an unboxing, do a video, throw it up on our Facebook so that we could see,
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's just my overall opinion of not just about the Funkos, but the movie as well. Nonetheless, again, it's cool. It's cool, but oh man, so many things could have changed that could have made the movie better, in my opinion. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. I will talk more about it on our Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie show.
Yes, which is going to be next Sunday, same Kaiju time, same Kaiju channel.
Yep.
Which is ironic. This news came out this week since the show's next week, but
it is what it is.
And speaking of Power Rangers, we did get this release also. We got the Funko Pop exclusive Green Ranger. And this is honestly a pretty wicked design of the Green Ranger too, honestly. I really dig this. I have the Super 7 Green Ranger. Again, I don't have any Power Ranger pops.
Wow.
I don't want this to be the first thing to make me go down that very deep rabbit hole, but this does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, listen, I own their most recent reissue of the Green Ranger. and just recently I acquired the Dragon Zord. So
Ooh, okay.
this is a most definite cop. I mean, you guys just heard me go on the whole spiel about what got me into Power Rangers. Though this isn't the the original green, this is version 2. Nonetheless, this, oh my god, just take a look at that. Imagine if that was in a movie. That's all I gotta say.
Oof, that would have been lit.
But no, it's awesome, man. Man, it's so emotional, like, for me every time I see something regarding Jason David Frank, because he was such from what I've heard from people and from what I've seen, he was a God-sended soul. And I remember I had that one chance of having the privilege to meet him at a local store here in Connecticut. And last minute, me and Michelle, we decided we couldn't because of our work schedules. And that is one of the biggest regrets I'll ever have. Because he was my favorite Ranger. And again, he was why I wanted to watch Power Rangers. So this is definitely going to be something I'm going to have displayed in the case, nice and protected, nice and sealed up, in honor of our beloved Power Ranger brother, Jason David Frank. Nonetheless, this is awesome. If you guys love Power Rangers, and if you guys are huge fans of the Tommy Oliver character played by none other than Jason David Frank, this is a highly recommended cop, in my opinion.
Yeah, and y'all know how those Funko exclusives go, so y'all better go to Funko.com now to go get it.
I was gonna
That's gonna
say,
sell out quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say they are currently available for pre-order now. I already pre-ordered mine, so like, you guys go ahead and snag this.
Yeah, most definitely. Because I know we talked about Jordan, but the chat may not know the story. So when Jason David Frank passed away, I think a week or two after he was in San Antonio, and I wasn't able to go see him either. So I'm honestly regret not being able to go see him as well. So looking forward to try and go see Austin St. John, because that's my favorite Power Ranger, but the Green Ranger is right behind him, honestly.
It's my boy Malachi. But yeah,
Malachi?
like, that's, oh my god, bro. This is cool. I know that there's other version 2 variants of other Rangers, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they are existing Funko Pops. The only one I'm thinking about is the pink one. But again, I can only imagine what more we could get out of this, and who knows, maybe, we got keychains of them.
Sure
to
do.
say we're not gonna get Funkos of the Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers line.
You already know what I did with that, Jordan. Like, if they put Beaners on Funkos, I'm gonna go broke. Like, good God.
Was good,
But
DJ.
as John Hammond says, spare no expense.
Yeah. For real.
So I think now we'll finally get into some Godzilla news, which we got way more than I anticipated. So thankfully we was able to keep up with it all. Of course, thanks to Jordan and posting everything on our Instagram channel. So if you haven't checked us out on Instagram, make sure to do that, because all of our latest news will go there first, and then we'll talk about that following Sunday. Which, speaking of Funko, we got some new Godzilla Funkos that got announced pretty recently. Also, we got a Godzilla. I'm not sure which Godzilla this is supposed to be, and of course, the Mega Godzilla we got is Kaiju. Jordan, do you have any information on which Godzilla that's supposed to be, or is it just? Oh wait, no, it's supposed to be 2002 Godzilla. I'm tripping. Even though it looks like Godzilla 2000, but that's neither here or there.
I don't even know. Damn, I don't even know what my 2000 is. I think all this is a repainted version of the 2000.
Yeah, probably.
Or even if it is Kiryugoji, they would be literally like little to no difference in being able to tell, unless if somebody points out the obvious features that are different from the 2000 Funko. But of course, Kiryu, first time, its initial debut here in the world of Funko Pops. So these are the retro color version Godzilla Funko Pops. Godzilla sporting what I'm only assuming based off of the side of the box art, some type of cherry blossom color scheme. Whereas for Kiryu, he's spotting some type of like, I don't know, midnight blue. Yeah, but like these are so freaking badass. I mean, come on.
Jumping ahead, my bad.
Nah, you good, bro. You good. I want to dive in deep into those as well from Spiral, but yeah, listen, oh my goodness, I am a Funko addict when it comes down to at least
same
like, franchises that I love. Like, I mean, granted, we are getting a plethora of Godzilla Funko Pops. I own more One Piece Funkos than any other brand that I have under the Funko flag, whether if it be Dragon Ball, Jurassic Park. Those two specifically are like the Funkos that Michelle guns for, or even like next to my Godzilla ones. I have all the Digimon Funkos that they released. For wrestling, the only one I have is the New Japan Pro Wrestling Kenny Omega Funko, and that came out like woo-wee. I can't even tell you how long ago, but this looks absolutely insane. And if there is nothing more that will reel me in, are color variants that I personally gravitate to. So this is awesome.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to talk myself out of getting the Godzilla, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to, honestly. And then with the Kyu, it just looks. I feel like they have to be paired together. And as you know, I have practically every Godzilla. Not every Godzilla Funko Pop. That's not true. But as these new Godzilla Funko Pops have been arriving with so much wonderful and beautiful details, I have quite a bit of them. So I'm probably gonna have to add these, and I'm not gonna be happy about it because that's more money I gotta spend. I can't spend at G Fest, but
it's okay. Money comes and goes.
It doesn't come enough.
Oh, listen, preach, brother, preach. But yeah, nah, they're just man, they're like, I don't know if you get the same feeling about this. It's like playing Pokemon. You hate what they're doing now in the franchise, but if they drop a freaking game, you got to pick it up because it's so like addictive. You have no other choice but to just be like, "Oh, this is ugly. I need to make you evolve into your fully level so that we could beat the Elite Four." Like it's crazy. It's crazy. And like, dude, I do that. I freaking do that. I have the latest Pokemon freaking game, so it's just like, oh my god, like I can't. It's crazy. So that's basically what I'm trying to come out with. Is that's the same thing with Funko. I could go into a store, not looking for anything, but if I come across a Funko that I like that catches my eye, I'm like, oh, I didn't even come to get you. I came to buy the
I
gallon of
know.
milk, bro. Like, I might as well just add you to the cart. God damn, and it's just I love it. I love it. I love it. I get why there's a lot of people, or no, like a good chunk of people within our community, dislike Funko. Specifically, our beloved Monster Kid Corey, who has a
You read my mind.
for Funko Pops. But yeah, nonetheless, it's. Oh, I gotta get these, man. Again, I'm a sucker for color variants, and I know that alongside with their legendary Mothra color variant Funko, they also had the MonsterVerse Godzilla that sported almost like a specific color scheme to this Godzilla.
Just about. I think it was the exact same color actually, because I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
Mothra was orange and Godzilla was pink also.
yeah.
So I
So
don't know if the pink hue may be different, but it looks practically
yeah,
the
yeah.
same.
But like nonetheless, yeah, these are awesome. Hold on. Yeah, Oscar, like literally, I posted these up on IG. I believe before you sent it into our group chat. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm right ahead of you, brother. Really quick, really quick.
Yeah,
So
this.
we at MWA not only discuss mostly Godzilla stuff, um, we discuss a bunch of other things, you know, and then more recently, what we've been branching out to, and I've been extremely expressive and loud and proud about, is our love for professional wrestling. And just coming across Isaiah's and Monster Kid Corey's comment regarding the man that is none other than the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death defying Sabu, ECW legend, Hall of Famer, icon, has sadly passed away at 60 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Um, really quick, not that I want to segue into professional wrestling because there are a bunch of other things that we want to talk about here with you guys. Adrian, what was your I don't know, I guess what was your fondest memory specifically of Sabu? Like, was there a specific match or specific feud that you loved seeing him in?
Oh God, I'm trying to remember when ECW briefly came back, and there were a few matches, but it's not coming to me honestly. I was thinking about that earlier when he said Sabu died. I was like, dang, I do remember Sabu, but I can't remember any iconic moments that really stuck out to me like that. So I would have to say
Yeah.
no, but I know he was definitely a legend for sure, Isaiah.
Listen, oh my goodness, wander this word. I was gonna say, like, one of my favorite feuds with Sabu was definitely just having wars with Taz, especially when Taz almost damn near practically paralyzed him, breaking his neck. Going back to like the OG ECW days. Even for me, going back to when Sabu was in Japan, specifically at FMW, and of course a bunch of other promotions that he had helped build from the world of hardcore wrestling. um I also like to bring up like one of the most iconic moments, especially for like Monday Night Raw, or in this case ECW, was when they invaded Monday Night Raw during the WWF
Mm-hmm.
era, and Sabu was on top of the Raw sign, and he freaking jumped on top of everybody that was outside in the freaking like outside of the ring. I thought that was pretty cool. There's so many other things I could bring up in regards to Sabu. Wander, I'm thinking about another feud, like him and Abyss from TNA. I'll even throw in Raven, Bam Bam Bigelow, so many other names. But Sabu will definitely be missed. Ironically enough, he was like out of every ECW wrestler that I grew up watching, he was my all-time favorite. So I was at work today and my fiance Michelle broke the news to me, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. This isn't just any man you're telling me had just passed away. This is the suicidal, homicidal, genocidal, death defying Sabu. This guy could jump from the tallest skyscraper onto the pavement and still survive, you know? But damn. Sabu, may you rest in peace, brother. You will be missed for sure. And you created a lot
Definitely.
of iconic memories. So thank you for that. Um, but not to be all sentimental and emotional and stuff like that. Adrian, if you don't mind, let's proceed with the slides.
Who so Spiral Toys is dropped a big old bucket on us this week. Good lord. We have
Mhm.
three things to talk about from them. But first, of course, we're going to start with the mechanical menace, the mechanical double ganger himself, Mega Godzilla, joining that line. And along with Mega Godzilla, we also have this to go with Mega Godzilla, which I thought was wicked. The imposter Godzilla would be joining him as well in this pretty wicked green, colorway. And my goodness, I don't collect Spiral toys, but my god, the fact that both of these are gonna be in the line is pretty freaking awesome.
Mhm.
I don't have no Sofubi whatsoever of Mega Godzilla or Imposter Godzilla, so I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good. Lord knows I'm trying to be good, but we'll have to see if I'm able to be good. Because my god,
Yeah.
and
I
oops, I
mean,
went back a little
granted,
too far.
I don't have Sufubi for them either. Or no. Oh, wait. You know what? I just realized I lied. I do. And this was years ago, but yeah, I mean, fun fact, you guys, Agent was literally blowing me up, harassing me regarding these figures. So I am extremely excited to have them up here on the slide so that we could be able to talk a little bit more about them. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are not aware of, Spiral Studios have been making vinyls for a good chunk. Though that's not their
About a year or so now. Yeah.
yeah, though that's not their forte. But again, if you were not aware, now you are. And these are great additions, mind you. This isn't their first time doing um the 74 lines, specifically the Imposter Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla. They've done previous colorways for them. But these are out, these are awesome. I love the specific green and that coat of like what seems to be like the rainbow metallic-esque type of coating. Um for me, it stands out to make it look a little bit more like Mecha Godzilla. But these are awesome. Um Nonetheless, I know I did say, money comes and goes, but you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny for these two. So
Hmm.
that would be the only downfall. And if not, all I would hope is that tariffs don't screw this up. But you guys need to pick these up. People have praised their work in the past, especially their most previous Safubis that are just coming out now to people's houses, and everyone has been praising them, especially with their Safubi lines. So, yeah, but that's not all.
Yes, there's more. Along with these two wonderful menaces, we get the man who defeats them both in 1974 Godzilla with finger missiles also intact in him, blood down his chest, and this beautiful purplish blue colorway. Oh my effing god. Y'all don't know how long I've been waiting for a 74 Godzilla to have this in him. I I'm not gonna lie, I've been so many times I've been so close to calling Mark. I need this customized to look like this with the finger missiles and the blood.
I
I
do.
need this because to me, there's nothing more iconic in that film than the way Godzilla is beaten and bloodied and bruised
Oh, of
and
course.
still beats Mega Godzilla. So, Jordan, what do you think of the 74 Godzilla
So
from the Spiral Toys?
between the three, the one I'd have to aim for the most is this one, and it is because it has the finger missiles attached to him. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's a staple in Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Like to really showcase one, if not just how much of a threat Mechagodzilla was to Godzilla, but how badass Godzilla was when he just like it didn't matter how many times he was getting like put down into the ground. All that mattered to him was that he was able to stand up and still throw them damn hands, because that's exactly what he did. Hence the reason why he was victorious in that movie. And this is one of the scenes that showcased that. It's like watching Rocky versus Ivan Drago. You saw Rocky getting battered, beaten, and that was the fight that led to his retirement. But all Rocky did was he kept on getting up. He kept on throwing them damn hands and became victorious. You know, so this is definitely oh man, like I said, this is gonna be a pretty penny, but I'll do
It
anything
is.
in my power to be able to obtain this because this looks freaking amazing.
It does. And of course, all these colorways are coming from Kaiju Canvas. If you know Kaiju Canvas, you've seen his stuff around, and honestly, these do look phenomenal. And again, like Jordan said, these are gonna break the bank. These figures are never on the cheap side. I want to say the 65 was what, Jordan, 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro, I can't remember. I don't think it was 4. It was definitely around 3, maybe even less than that. Maybe we're stretching it, but because
Maybe.
I haven't acquired any of them.
Yeah, neither have I.
You know, the one I am aiming for is the GMK figures, but those are, oh my goodness, I'd have to offer them my whole entire hand in order to be able to get one, but I
Oh,
do know
absolutely.
that the 74, like the more recent ones, specifically the ones that are like ranging around the Showa era, are a little bit more affordable.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's just like, especially with this new hiatus that they've been in with the Sufubi figures, these sell out like hotcakes. So
Mm-hmm.
again, you better be ready for when the pre-order links drop for Super Sevens Vinyl Monsters line, because once they come out, all you gotta do is just press one button, pay now. That's it. Pay now button.
Well, they should check the bank account first and then pay now. Cause I don't know about you, Jordan, but I think we just had discussed. I ain't made of money.
Yeah, nah, dude. Listen, I agree, man. But it's just, that is one of the biggest cons in collecting is, oh my god, is of course, you know, the finances, but also finding space.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of space, how far they space out specific items and stuff like that. Like today I could buy the Omega Beast Studios Burning Godzilla, but then tomorrow they drop something like this of like a much more larger scale, and I'm like, oh, come on, bro. And then let's just say, you know, then the day after that, you know, we get a Safubi GMK Ghidorah, and I'm like, oh my god, like, you know, but nonetheless, like, get these, you guys. These look absolutely amazing, and you'd be surprised how many of their production pictures, specifically this, would look exactly as to what the final product will turn out to be. And we all know
Mm-hmm.
most big companies don't really live up to that. So again, more reasons as to why I'm praising these guys at Spiral Studios, because these are going crazy.
All right, so moving on to our next topic, which is new Super 7 V. I think this is a reaction figure. I honestly just
Yes.
saw this like not too long ago. So of course we have I forgot what this model is. Jordan, remind me real quick. What's the name of this the model that this came from?
I don't recall the brand, but this is a classic model kit going back. Monster Kid Corey, you can verify this with me. This was a kit that came out in the 70s, alongside a plethora of other classic monster characters, from Frankenstein to the Wolfman. They even did
Mm-hmm.
Kong. They even did King Ghidorah and Rodan to pair up with Godzilla. So, of course, if you guys are not familiar with the reaction series, go ahead and, you know, specifically click super7.com/monsters with attitude 2024, and you guys will know
Thank you,
exactly what I'm
Monster Kid
talking
Corey.
about. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate it. I have my phone on the other side, and I was going to reach for it, but yeah. So right there, the Aurora glow in the dark Godzilla model kit from the 60s
Mm-hmm.
in a little itty bitty form. here specifically from the Reaction line by Super 7. These guys look amazing. I owned the original one, the non-glow in the dark variant, and it's beautiful. I mean, I will vouch for Super 7's Reaction line, especially the Godzilla line. They have been taken out of the park with these, and they keep on doing it. They keep on knocking it out of the park. You know, so this is also really cool. And again, like I'm happy that they did it. The packaging in regards to what it's like right here, because at least I could just display it up against my wall. Whereas for the other one, it was in a little box, and I get why they did it, because they wanted to commemorate it as like it's in a model kit box. But it was hard to display, so I just took it out of the box and I just left it out. But this was awesome, especially for those that do collect the Reaction figures from Godzilla, and you guys rather display it up against the wall. I know Eric does. This is definitely something up your alley. And again, it's currently right now available on the Super 7 site, so go ahead and check this out.
And remember, use www.super7.com/monstersofedit2 2024 to get your 10% discount.
Let me see.
And then Monster Kit Corey, I have seen that. I think didn't they just recently reissue that also for the actual full-size kit? I've actually have seen a couple of my comic book stores.
Yes.
And I just haven't been a fan of the look of this Godzilla, but for anyone who is and all model kit builders, that's your opportunity to go get it.
I actually received that from Michelle a few Christmases ago.
Ooh, okay.
And it was a bitch to build. And so I just didn't even
heard.
I just didn't even bother touching it, dude. Like, what I was doing was I was super gluing them, because they don't even clip on. You had to find some type of sealant to be able to attach them together. If not, they were gonna fall. And they're extremely fragile. They're extremely fragile, dude. Like, it was a headache to deal with, but nonetheless, hey, we all know our model kit creators, they know to deal with when it comes down to these specific kits. I'm not even talking about the newer ones that are coming out, but I'm talking about these OG ones. They know how to handle them more than I do. So yeah, kudos to them for making art out of them. But yeah, again, go ahead, get the Aurora glow in the dark 1960s Godzilla model kit Reaction figure from Super 7, because this looks awesome. And also their glow in the dark gimmicks are really strong and bright. So if you are
absolutely
a sucker, and if you are a simp for glow in the dark figures and glow in the dark gimmicks, this is it for you.
Yeah, I only have 2, but they're both amazing.
2 Reaction figures or 2 glow in the darks?
2 glow in the darks.
Oh, okay.
I actually need to do a review of all my Reaction figures, but that's not the topic for another day.
I can't even tell you how many glow in the darks I have. It's unhealthy, but I don't care. I really don't.
I mean, it can't be as much as Eric, or as bad as Eric.
Yeah, dude. I even thought about getting a shelf with just everything glow in the dark, but that's a topic for another day.
And of course, the big event, the big time, the big release that we got that we knew about it already, huh?
I'm singing the song "Big Time."
We already knew it was coming out. We just didn't know when it was coming out, and we finally got it. So, without further ado, we have the Mondo Attack Peter Godzilla. So the history behind this, of course, Attack Peter. Him and Mondo have already did his original design of this figure, and it's been what, 3 or 4 years since that original one came out, Jordan?
I'm
not mistaken.
So yes. That was like
so
Mondo's first
Godzilla figure, I think.
Yeah, like one of the first designer figures for Godzilla. So yeah, I think it was around that, like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
And with that, Of course, it was a little bit smaller. I wasn't able to get it at the time. I honestly just didn't have the funds to get it. I kicked myself for a while because I was able to get it. I do love Peter Maria's art style is really unique, and I need some of his artwork too. But again, that's another deep dive in my wallet that I haven't been able to go down yet.
Yep.
But the fact that he did decide, you know what? Let me upscale this with all the other manga releases, because and I think I have a picture in here that I can show y'all with the original release and this one. But man, oh man, this thing looks phenomenal. It looks incredible.
Yeah. I am so mad I passed up on this.
You didn't get it?
No, dude.
Oh, I'm about to make you more mad then.
So, oh my God. Did you get it? I know they got
here's
three heads, bro. I know.
3 different heads. 3 different heads. Oh God, this thing looks, my goodness.
So
Absolutely
Nathaniel,
phenomenal.
no, this is actually 74, or at least the base of it, like the head that's being promoted in a lot of these promotional pictures is that of the 74. It's meant to be paired up with the Mecha Godzilla. But the other 2 heads that are other neat
back in a second. My bad.
acquirements. Yep. There are other neat acquirements to this. Represents Godzilla's depiction in the 90s, and of course, alongside with the 74, representing the Showa era, we'll also be getting a 60s interpretation of Godzilla. So, and right here, that's the 60s Godzilla. It is,
yeah. Oh, let me go back to it. There it goes.
Extremely super cool that he did that. It's more reasons why we should be praising this guy, because he just did an amazing job with this, and with the nice little neat gimmicks that come with it, with the swappable heads, of course the atomic breath piece to go along with it. And this is a big chungus. Again, this is meant to be paired up with the Attack Peter's Mechagodzilla that came out. And if y'all are owners of that, you guys know how big that sucker is. So alongside with this, you already know this is going to be around the 10-inch scale. So for anybody that had acquired this, and for those who have already pre-ordered it, kudos to you guys. Because it's...
There you go. There's a size comparison.
Yeah. So look at that. That's a big boy. Like I said, it's going to be around the 10-inch scale. So, yeah, if you guys have pre-ordered this, good for you guys. Congratulations, because they were only limited to 500. So, you guys would be one out of the other 499 to be able to just show off, showcase, and really appreciate this lovely work of art done by Attack Peter. Like, oh my God, that 90s head, dude, that's what sold me on the figure. 74 was already cool. The 74 was already like enough for me to be like, oh nah, dude, they reeled me in, they got me. But then when I saw the 90s, I was like, stop. I am a sucker. I am a simp for the Heisei Godzilla. So,
same.
Like, oh my God, bro. So
gorgeous.
Yeah. Again, I missed out on this. I mean, for unfortunate, unforeseeable reasons that we will not mention here. But again, if you guys were ones to be able to attain it, then good for you. Adrian, did you get it?
Absolutely, I did. Absolutely, I did. The real question is, did Joe and Eric get it?
I gotta assume that they did, bro, because we already know we call him Deep Pocket Joe. He This dude could literally take the meanest shit, and all that would come out of his ass are just watts of cash. And then Eric, I mean, Eric, listen. We know that Eric is a sucker for these, especially with what Mondo has been doing in the world of Sufubi. Because we all know Eric is a huge fan of Sufubi figures. But I also know he's even a much more larger fan of rubbing it in everybody's face that he knows wanted this so bad. Or that if he knows that somebody has it for an unboxing, that he'd want to show it off first before anybody else. That's the reason why I know that Eric would be gunning for this. But nonetheless, I can't see them passing up on this whatsoever.
I would like to hope not, because anybody that passes up on this, I would be extremely disappointed, because this is perfection. It's perfection, because the only other Godzilla I have from Mondo is the Godzilla Evolved. So the fact that this would be my second one, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. So of course I missed out on damn Gromnin. But it's okay. It's okay. One day I'll get it.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I missed it out too. Twice. The second time was when I went to New York Comic Con and they had a Gromnin exclusive Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
That sold out. And guess who was the last person to get it? Who? A guy that showed up to the booth 5 minutes before me. Yeah.
Should have fought him.
Should have killed him.
Oh God. But yeah, I can't. And actually, when is it supposed to get released? Actually,
that I have no recollection of.
Neither do I.
It's crazy, especially when it comes down to these like very unique pieces. If I have the money and I have like ways to loophole around from getting these, if all there is right in front of me is the pay now button, that's all I'm pressing. I don't care about anything else. The figure cannot show up to my house in the next 10 years. I'd be fine. I would just hope that I'm still around in those 10 years. And if I am, then guess what? I got this to show off to everybody.
Yeah, this comes out in December.
Okay, year, yep. Sounds about right.
I'll get it for Christmas.
Look at that. Nice little Christmas present to yourself.
It's okay. I have something coming next month that's gonna what's the word? That's gonna fix my itch. Say the least. Also from Mondo, so I can't wait.
I'm trying to think now, bro.
Let's just put it this way. Y'all know I collect other things from Mondo than just Godzilla. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I think I already know. I will ask you offline.
Okay, fair. Now, I believe that is all the toy news that we have. So, of course, we'll get down to the news that kind of shook the Godzilla community as a whole. Mm-hmm. Two sets of news that shook the community as a whole. And of course, first, we got to talk about this. The wonderful, beautiful version of Godzilla this is. Oh my God. And you know what? I'm going to actually pull up the Instagram because I think Jordan Jordan posted the trailer. I want the pictures. Yes, so Jordan, while I'm trying to find some pictures, go ahead and tell the beautiful folks what that wonderful image was.
No problem. So for those that are coming across that image for the first time, if you guys are not familiar, there is a handler by the name of Godzilla_Asia. Of course, it's under the Godzilla Toho brand and stuff like that. All it is just an Instagram account under the Asian hemisphere representing the brand that is Godzilla. They showcased to us a few days ago a reel with the title of basically a new roar. All right, but all it was just a celebration and paying homage and respect to Godzilla overall in its entirety, celebrating 70 years, et cetera, et cetera. And their way of showing that appreciation was through this specific tribute video. And alongside that, they introduced to us a new roar. I will say, I'll give my opinions about it after Adrian pulls it up. But that whole, mind you, I came across that video watching it live I was at work. And every freaking chance I get to watch something new regarding Godzilla or see something new, I gotta mark out. I'm at work. Y'all know I'm a security officer at a hospital. I can't mark out. They will send me to the freaking psych ward if they see me marking out for Godzilla. But nonetheless, regardless, it was extremely cool. I mean, you guys see it right there. Godzilla is sporting this green aura all over his dorsal plates, indicating a green atomic breath. And we all know we have not seen a green atomic breath since the 98 series. And I know a lot of people have been wanting to see this. Recently, we have received a comic book where Godzilla looks like he's going to be sporting a green atomic breath. I can't recall the name of the comic book series. But yeah, this was awesome to see. I was watching this and I'm like, here I am, like trembling, wanting to just splurge out of excitement. But I'm like, yo, if I do that, I'm gonna lose my freaking job. And then my boss pulls me to the side and goes, "You know why we called you in?" And I said, "Because I was just watching Peak." What were you watching? Godzilla's new roar. Yeah, sorry, we're gonna have to let you go, buddy. Like, that's the last thing I need to freaking hear. But nonetheless, this was extremely awesome. Were you able to pull it up, A?
Yes, it's up.
All right. Let's see if we're able to watch it.
Well, I'm not pulling up the trailer. That's gonna be copyright. I just bought the images.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Oh my god, dude. What the hell? Yeah, you're right.
I ain't about to get it shut down.
My fault, fam. My fault. Leslie,
of course, Leslie.
You would have needed my ass. Like, damn, bro. We lost the best officer we had. And for you to fire me for something that I feel like you would have done your damn self regarding Godzilla, I'd be like, yo, you're the worst boss ever, bro. And you're a Godzilla fan. I'd be like, yo, I guess you're not a Godzilla fan. I mean, that is an argument to debate, since you weren't supporting your boy, but you were supporting, But yeah, listen, that roar, I did enjoy it a lot. It was definitely something that I was not expecting for a long time, especially since a lot of people have been asking from that of Toho to reintroduce Godzilla, but bring him back with a new roar. You guys done it in the Millennium era. You guys, kind of did that in the Heisei era. I mean, the legendaries, Godzilla, look at that. And like for Toho, they just never followed up with it after the Millennium era. Shin Godzilla came, all they used was just recycled roars from previous Godzillas. Same thing with the Polygon trilogy, the singular point anime -1. So it was definitely a shame that they never really continued that on. But there are similarities to this, and of course, legendary Godzilla's roar. The only nitpick I have is that like it doesn't sound like a roar,
which I mean, I guess you could kind of like make that like a standoffish type of side and making it like a unique Godzilla roar. But I feel like he could have just applied it also to any other monster, and it would just been like any other generic roar. But again, nonetheless, it's cool to see. You know, I know I've been blabbering on about it, Adrian. By all means, brother, go ahead and give your opinions about this.
So that is the reason why I wore this shirt.
Okay.
Because I've always been a fan. Of course, I love the normal original blue atomic breath, but having different colors just brings a different type of aura to Godzilla to me. Honestly, like to me, this feels like the Brawly version of Godzilla.
Ooh.
As the way he charged up, even in this bottom image here, like the way it looks, just oh my god, oh god, I can't wait. I don't know if we're gonna see this in action. If I swear to God, if we do see this in action, I'm all for it. And I couldn't find the freaking pictures I was looking for. The pictures I was really looking for was like when Godzilla was roaring, and they showed all those different clips of him. That design looks badass. Like that shit looks nice. I didn't think he'd do any better than the -1 design, but my god, that looks gnarly. That looked gnarly. Like, oh my goodness. If that's what we're getting for this sequel for -1, take my money. Here, this I ain't got my wallet, but just take my damn money because I'm for it.
Dude, for real. And especially if he's gonna be like shooting a green atomic breath. And like that right there, that bottom picture. I don't know if you realized that. I didn't notice it until like later today, but like the tip of Godzilla's dorsal plates also protrude out, and they were growing and curving, which I was like, yo.
I did not see that.
I was like, yo, stop. Like, if this guy can't be any more monstrous, like, holy crap. But again, this was such a pleasant surprise. Again, I guess I would applaud Godzilla _Asia for showcasing their tribute to Godzilla in this type of tribute video. So yeah, kudos to you guys because this was awesome.
It was awesome. And I forgot what I was doing when I saw it, but I almost lost my shit when I saw this. I think I was working too, and I was like, what the
I couldn't even do that, bro. I had to say it to myself. I was like this. Like, bro, like it was eating me alive, bro.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't think I've heard anything negative about this tribute video. Have you, Jordan?
No. I mean, I did come across somebody, and it was kind of trendy a little bit. But it died down really quick. Was that some people like thought of it to be extremely like heavily inspired to like AI generated. Like it was like AI generated, but like there's certain parts I was just like, okay, I see where they're coming at, but like, and then again, a few other people were complaining about the roar. I mean, Wander This World mentioned it that it sounds like a generic monster roar. But nonetheless, it's just like you can't argue the fact of just like this whole the whole tribute, even this the overall specific design, you cannot argue that was not badass. You know, it was extremely
absolutely
cool. There was more positive than negatives.
Yeah, which I mean, of course, we know we're gonna get the negatives because you can't please everybody.
Nah, you can't. Speaking of,
just like with this,
please anybody
next. And I mean, honestly, with this next topic that we're going to bring up too, what you can't please everybody. Godzilla X Kong Supernova. We got the teaser trailer of this. I want to say Friday also. Maybe Saturday, but for sure Friday. Yeah, Friday.
It was Friday.
You got the teaser trailer.
2 hours after the tribute video.
And there has been so much speculation with this news. Good God. And I know, Jordan, you saw a bit in the video that I am gonna let you go over, but I do have a quick question for you. Since everybody else is already doing it, we might as well do it also. What do you think this monster is gonna be for Supernova? Who is coming? Who is coming,
Listen,
Jordan?
I blame one man. Dude, I read that comment I read his post on our Facebook mentioning the specific non-binary code and what it translates to as soon as I came back from work. And I literally hogged the living room TV in trying to translate and trying to figure out every freaking second in that teaser trailer. Figuring out like what other like side messages are they sending us, within this teaser. And then Michelle was with me. She came back from work and she helped me translate the non-binary codes.
Okay.
Again, I blame one man because of what he had mentioned in our post was what drew my attention to want to figure out the non-binary codes. And sorry, not sorry. Spoiler in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The non-binary codes translate to Space Godzilla. And listen. Wait, hold up, listen. I am a believer in story building. Like, I mean, we gave our opinions about last night's Backlash. It was trash.
It was trash.
The only good match was the main event, John versus Randy. But damn, that buildup was lazy. It was horrendous. We all know what makes specific we all know what makes specific wrestling matches good is the buildup to a story. There was no buildup to Space Godzilla whatsoever. Yes, we could say, and argue the cave painting of the Godzilla with the wings. In the previous movie, they called Godzilla the one who ate a star. What if that was like an Easter egg? Whatever. But like, nonetheless, hold on one second. I'm going to read Leslie Chambers' comment here. What I love most about this is that it's further confirmation that the Monsterverse is not going to die. The title itself sounds like a super fun party. Sign me up for that shit. Literally. Long live the Monsterverse. I know that there's some people that wanted to die, but nonetheless, long live the Monsterverse. Yeah, and speaking of Monsterverse, I mean, this is the Monsterverse simp right here. The Monsterverse Maniac. How's it? F it, more Monsterverse is fun Monsterverse. Hey, literally. But it's just like, if I wanted Space Godzilla in this, I would have loved to have seen like a build up to Space Godzilla, like a proper build up to him. Especially, I already gave my opinion about how I feel about Space Godzilla on our Godzilla versus Space Godzilla show. I feel like he lives up more to like Godzilla's arch nemesis than King Ghidorah does, and that's just my opinion. So hey, listen, I've mentioned it, and I did not hold it back, and I still live up to it to this day, and I'll still preach that. So what I would hope out of this, if it is Space Godzilla, and this new director, in his eyes, resurrects the Monsterverse because he feels like it's a dying freaking franchise. That instead of killing off Space Godzilla, they wound him to the point where he flees out to space again. Recuperates, but while he's recuperating, he's come up with a plan. Hence, maybe later on down the road, a Destroy All Monsters. The monsters from space wanting to take control of the planet Earth. But the way they have to do it is to fend off the Titans of Earth. And their leader, the king of the monsters, Godzilla. In an all-out like battle. In an all-out war. That would be the only thing I'd want out of this. Nonetheless, if it is confirmed that it is Space Godzilla, I would be extremely hyped to see what Space Godzilla is going to look like, because with the technology that we have in special effects now, it's insane. Let alone for that of a giant monster, and one more so in particular, Space Godzilla. Like Takashi Yamazaki said, if there's any monster he'd love to see in modern cinematic, it'd be Dora, because of what you can do now, and like just the unlimited things you could do with CGI would be freaking amazing. And to translate it to that would also apply to that of somebody like Space Godzilla. So
Absolutely.
I am extremely excited about this. Oh man, yo, those toy lines are gonna go crazy. So I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. What I did mention before finding out like what the codes translated to, I was hoping that we were going to get another original monster, such as like Scar King, Shimo, and the other Titans that we've had that are not licensed under Toho. I was hoping for that, but I think the way, especially in the last movie, not that the last movie was bad, but like it kind of lived up to like the importance, or if not that, like the what it means to have Godzilla in the movie. Like, in my opinion, I love King of the Monsters. I love it more than any other MonsterVerse film out there, specifically because they brought back Rodan, they brought back Mothra, they brought back King Ghidorah, and with the concept art that was given to us, we could have had Gigan, we could have had Kamacuras, we could have had Kong pulled up the freaking bow to Godzilla, because that was in the freaking concept art of what their initial plans were going to do. They were even going to throw in Gamera. So it's just like, hey, listen, if there's going to be any monster, and at this point in the MonsterVerse, especially with the last movie, if there's any monster that could be thrown in there that seems realistic, it is Space Godzilla, amongst a plethora of other classic Godzilla Toho Kaiju. But, oh man, with the name Supernova, I can't see anybody else under that name other than Space Godzilla. So, what are your thoughts, buddy?
So, I have a theory, Jordan. So, if it's not specifically Space Godzilla, let's say it's another original alien that comes to Earth, okay?
Okay.
Godzilla, quote unquote, defeats it, but before he dies, he does make it back to Earth. He does make it back to space and everything, and maybe we get the origin that Space Godzilla came from, but instead of it being either being Biollante cells or Mothra cells, it's that Titan that Godzilla defeated cells, and somehow that creates Space Godzilla, and that's how the Godzilla cells gets to space. Because that would give us some backstory.
Yeah, and it'll be kind of similar to like the origin story we had in the original '94 movie. I would like that. I would like that, but again, for a monster like Space Godzilla, and granted, I'm also taking into consideration that they also need to learn from their mistakes by killing off King Ghidorah. There's no way in hell y'all should have killed him off and then continue like as if nothing ever happened. When Ghidorah, in my opinion,
and Mechagodzilla.
Yes, I mean, oh, listen, I could go on a whole freaking spiel of why I hate the monsters. But like for King Ghidorah's sake, like in my opinion, he felt like more to this day in any other MonsterVerse movie that we've had so far. Ghidorah still lives up to the biggest threat that Godzilla's ever gone up
The
against in the monster.
world, the real world destroyer was
Yes.
King Ghidorah in that
And
film.
to kill him off was just like, God damn it. Like, you guys did not
Why?
know the gateway of what you could have done using the Ghidorah character, branching out into a whole nother atmosphere other than the Titan Wars, ancient civilization, ancient history. Now we could have really dove into like specifically this, like the whole supernova gimmick with obviously going out into outer space. You know, we could have had proper lore with Ghidorah. We could have, I mean, that we know we could probably still get that, but we could have had so much more. So that's why I don't want them to, if Space Godzilla is the character, I don't want them to kill him off because I want to continue to build. I want the Monsterverse to build. And this is coming from somebody that loves the Monsterverse. I will sit there and enjoy it like I'm watching a wrestling pay-per-view. Despite knowing what's going on or not, regardless, I'll sit there and watch it. But like at least for a character like Space Godzilla, to learn from their mistake with what they did with Ghidorah, keep him alive. That would be the only thing I would hope for. If the character is Space Godzilla.
Exactly, because they can't kill off Space Godzilla because he's really the only. Well, no, not gonna say that because technically Ghidorah could be awarded in the threat also if they ever brought him in. To be fair, but yeah, with Space Godzilla you can't kill off Space Godzilla because you have practically nobody left if you kill off Space Godzilla. So hopefully they do learn from their mistakes. Don't kill the big bad, maybe injure him. Or hell, have Godzilla lose. Don't have him get killed, but have him lose and have an Avengers Infinity War type of ending.
You know, I don't like seeing Godzilla lose.
I don't either. You and Eric are big babies about that. But if it's gonna make for a better film after that, though, I'm cool with it. I can watch Godzilla lose. It's okay.
And I also think what hold on, I want to read what Leslie said right here. Do y'all really want the Monsterverse Godzilla to come back considering what we saw the last time? Or should I refer him by his other name? That's crazy.
Oh my god. I hate Leslie.
Leslie, I hate the Monsterverse Mechagodzilla. And it's not even because of that. I feel like that was another wasted character for him not even to be mentioned in any title. Like, let me see, Mechagodzilla, Monster Kid Corey. I think Monster Kid Corey beat me to it once again. Mechagodzilla is so famous that even the kid in the movie knew his name. I mean, and that kind of ties into what I was trying to say. Like, Mechagodzilla is a stable in Godzilla, in the Godzilla world. Mm-hmm. And personally, I just feel like Mechagodzilla could have been introduced for a separate movie alone, where it's just like him and Godzilla fighting. Or even if it was the Godzilla X Kong movie, he could have just been introduced in any of the other Godzilla X Kong movies, but make him like the predominant threat of the entire thing. Not like on some last minute crap to where he only has like 20, 15 minutes of screen time, if not that, maybe even less, to get died out in the last portion of the movie. Like, nah, I didn't like that at all. But that's the only critique I have. And of course I still have concerns being that the director of this movie has no faith in the Monsterverse, and that's why I kept on using the quotation marks of a dying franchise, because he has mentioned that. But I mean, with the
you know what? We could be misinterpreting his words. Maybe he's trying. Well, hopefully, this is me trying to be optimistic. Obviously, glass half full. Maybe he was saying before he became the director, the Monsterverse was dying at that point, and maybe that's his way of saying, "I'm about to revive this bitch." We'll see. Like I said, I'm being optimistic, but we'll see.
You know what? Yeah, and maybe that's how he was interpreting it. Bro, you know, Godzilla fans were stubborn, and
we are.
We love the name that is Godzilla, you know. So it's just anybody that talks negative about it, especially when they're working on a Godzilla project, it makes me be like, well, then why are you working on it? when this could possibly be given to somebody else that would find way much more of appreciation to it than you do. But maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. But only one way to find out, and that's just to wait till 2027.
I mean, with the name Supernova,
the possibilities are freaking endless, dude. So literally, like, I don't even know what to expect, bro. But it's we've said it so many times here at MWA, even to ourselves, even to our loved ones at home. It's a great time to be a Godzilla fan. And being that this movie is rumored to be more Godzilla driven, getting him back in the spotlight, since he's the mascot of the MonsterVerse, I don't care what anybody tells me. I am extremely excited for this.
I am too. I can't wait. It's 2027 so far, but not so far away. So we'll see what happens.
Listen, next thing you know, tomorrow's Christmas. And then the week after that is 2026. And then just keep on going like that, dude. Like, time has been flying. So we're going to get there.
Yes, just like we got to the end of our show today.
That's right.
Because unless anyone else has anything they'd like for us to discuss, I think we hit on everything, Jordan.
Yeah, listen, we hit it off pretty good, and only in an hour 31 minutes. So again, thank you everybody for tuning in. I know that we did mention last week that we would inform you guys ahead of time if we we're going to be doing the show, but our lives are busy. Your guys' lives are busy, so I can only imagine. So again, with everything that's just been going on, why wouldn't we do a show, regardless whether if it's Mother's Day or not? Really quick, Leslie, I don't know where your comment is. I'm not going to read it, but I do want to let you know to tell Sandra Happy Mother's Day. May God bless her.
Yes.
But yeah, again, thank you guys for tuning in. We had a ball. All right. Again, this is just a quick reminder to go ahead, click on Super 7, buy stuff, buy a crap load of stuff, have fun with it. All right. Right there, super7.com/Monsters with Attitude 2024. Though it's 2025, but we got confirmed in 2024. So make sure to click that. Also, if you guys are not aware, on Adrian, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the 18th of this month. The 18th of this month, you guys, we will be introducing our monthly show, specifically honoring and dedicating our time to none other than the 30-year anniversary of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, hosted by the man who is beyond the simp for Power Rangers, and that of Joe Myers. So just again, a friendly reminder, it will be on the 18th. So of course, if you guys want to be up to date with that, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that notification bell button for when we go live. So when you guys see on the 18th, wait, MWA is live. Oh, Power Rangers, go Power Rangers. And then click that, and then you're right there. All right. Speaking of that, go ahead and follow us on all of our socials. The link tree is right there underneath our MWA YouTube channel. So you guys can go ahead and follow us on all of our socials. And of course, as to what the great Don Fry, or what we know him as, the beloved Captain Gordon, says, don't be a hoe, share the show. All right. But nonetheless, more importantly, besides to not being a hoe, to share the show, we would just like for everybody, especially showing this about how much you guys love your mothers, how much you guys love your grandmothers, or even your significant other, if they are, a mother of your kids. Show them how to just simply just embrace
the attitude.